Good day everybody. For this video, you're going to learn how to find the number of protons, neutrons, electrons, and mass number for an ions. To begin with, it's very much important that we must recall about the anatomy of an element. So we have the element symbol, the atomic number, which pertains to the number of protons and electrons also, and the mass number, which is the total number of protons and neutrons in a neutral atom. But since we are talking about charged elements, which is known to be ions, so take note of two things. Positive means that the number of electrons is losing, while for the negative ions, it means that there is a gaining of electrons. Let's try to answer this example problem. So in this example, we have sodium, which is the atomic number is 11 and the atomic mass is 23. Take note that mass number is also the atomic mass or the atomic weight of a particular element. So for us to identify the number of proton, it is said that the number of protons is also the atomic number. So we can say that it is 11. And for us to find out the number of neutrons, all you have to do is use this formula. N is equal to Mn, which is the mass number, minus the proton. So since we have here 23 minus 11, so we have here 12 neutrons. Now, since it is positive, for us to identify the number of electrons, all we have to do is to subtract. So 11 minus 1, we have 10 electrons. Okay, so let's have another example, which is calcium 2 positive. So here, the atomic number is 20. So therefore, the number of protons is also 20. Our atomic mass is 40. So therefore, for us to solve for the neutrons, so just like what we have in the previous slide, so number of neutrons is equal to mass number minus the protons. So 40 minus 20, so we have 20. And for our number of electrons, since this is positive 2, meaning to say that these elements are going to donate these 2 electrons. So therefore, 20 minus 2, we have 18 electrons. Let's have another example, but now let's have negative charge ion, which is chlorine. So chlorine has a negatively charged. So therefore, the atomic number is still the same, 17, proton 17, and the atomic mass, which is 35. So neutrons is equal to 35 minus 17, so we have 18. Then, since it is 17, yung number ng protons natin, and it is negative here, all we have to do is to add 1. So therefore, the number of electrons for chlorine will be 18. So 17 plus 1, that will be 18. So let's have another examples for an ion, which is nitrogen, which is 3 negative. So still the same process in our previous slide. So we have here 7 for the atomic number. So therefore the protons is also 7. The atomic mass, which is 14. Then subtract natin yung mass number with the protons. So therefore we have 14 minus 7. We have 7 also here. But since we have negative 3 here, meaning to say it needs 3 electrons for it to become stable. So therefore, 7 plus 3, we have 10 electrons. Another one, let's have what if positive 3 naman siya. So therefore, still the same. Atomic number is 13. The number of protons is also 13, and our mass number is 27. So 27 minus 13, we have 14 for the number of neutrons. But for the number of electrons, since this is positive 3, so therefore, we need to subtract 3 on the number of protons. So 13 minus 3, we have 10 electrons for the aluminum. So there are 3 electrons na kailangang i-donate ni aluminum para maging stable siya. And that's all for this video. Always remember that for the number of electrons, it is based on the charge that we have. If that is positive, All you have to do is to subtract that number to the number of protons, and if that is negative, you're going to add that number to the number of protons for you to determine the number of electrons. So thank you and God bless.